Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of knowing when to act and when not to. It is the quiet confidence of someone who no longer needs to prove anything. It is the understanding that not every battle deserves your presence, not every word requires a response, and not every insult deserves your attention. When a woman learns to be silent not because she is afraid, but because she has chosen peace over chaos, she becomes unstoppable. In that silence, she is not hiding, she is observing, she is learning, she is preparing. While others argue to be right, she trains herself to be calm. While others chase validation, she strengthens her foundation. There is an illusion in the world that being loud is being strong. That speaking out in every moment is a sign of courage. But courage is not always loud. Sometimes it is the quiet decision to walk away. Sometimes it is the refusal to give your energy to things that no longer serve your growth. Sometimes it is sitting with your emotions without needing to express them to anyone else. That is strength. That is power. Because real power is internal. It is the ability to stay centered when everything around you is trying to pull you away from yourself. It is the discipline to listen instead of reacting, the wisdom to choose silence not out of fear, but from clarity. Ask yourself, what do you gain by reacting to every opinion? What do you prove by responding to every provocation? You give your energy away, piece by piece, to people who have done nothing to deserve it. You drain your spirit by engaging in battles that were never yours to begin with. Instead, keep that energy, guard it, use it to build, use it to grow. The world will try to provoke you, test you, pull you back into old versions of yourself. But you are not here to fight with shadows, you are here to rise above them. This doesn't mean you become passive. It means you become precise. You learn when to speak and when to stay still. You learn to pick your battles carefully. You speak only when your words can change something otherwise. You conserve your strength. And this strength, this silence, is what separates those who are always chasing validation from those who have found inner peace. The silent ones are often the most dangerous, not because they are violent, but because they are disciplined, because they are not moved by small things, because they do not give others control over their mind, their emotions, or their life. In your silence, you begin to understand yourself. You start to notice the patterns of your thoughts, the energy of the people around you, the distractions that have held you back. And once you see clearly, you begin to choose wisely. You no longer give yourself away so easily. And slowly, you become more than just a woman trying to survive. You become a woman who leads herself. A woman who is no longer reactive to life, but deliberate in every step she takes. You become the calm in the storm. You become the stillness in the noise. You become the silence that cannot be shaken, because in that silence, something powerful happens. You remember who you are. You remember your strength. You remember your worth, and you no longer allow the world to define it for you. Let others waste their energy in noise. Let others chase approval. You just stay still. Let your silence build your strength. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it protect your peace. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain. You don't need to make anyone understand you. Just keep walking. Let your silence become the loudest thing in the room. There is something you must understand deeply. Focusing on yourself is not selfish. It is not arrogance. It is self-respect. It is the highest form of responsibility. Because until you take care of your own mind, your own body, your own path, you cannot offer anything real to anyone else. Many women have been taught to put everyone first, to please, to serve, to sacrifice, until there is nothing left for themselves. And when they finally turn inward, they feel guilt, as if choosing themselves means betraying others. But how can you give what you do not have? How can you offer peace if your own heart is restless? How can you carry others if you do not know how to carry yourself? You must let go of this idea that being everything to everyone is a virtue. You are not here to be everything. You are here to be whole. And to become whole, You must give yourself the same energy, the same compassion, the same care that you so easily give to others. This is why the journey begins with focus, undistracted, unapologetic, and deeply personal. The moment you stop scattering your energy in 100 directions, you begin to gather your power. You begin to notice what drains you. You begin to understand what nourishes you. And more importantly, you begin to realize that not everyone deserves your time, your thoughts, or your emotional space. When you focus on yourself, it's not that you stop caring about others. It's that you finally start caring about yourself enough to make boundaries, to protect your peace, to say no without guilt, to choose rest without explanation. You begin to live for your own standards, not for the approval of others. And that is when you become free. Focus is not a physical act. It is an internal decision. It is the decision to no longer be pulled into chaos, to no longer betray yourself just to keep others comfortable. It is the decision to wake up each day and ask, what do I need to grow? What do I need to feel balanced? What is worth my time? And what is simply noise? When you are constantly giving, constantly pleasing, constantly adjusting to meet the needs of others, you lose yourself. Slowly, quietly, and one day you wake up and wonder, where did I go? What happened to my dreams, my voice, my energy? This is why you must return to yourself, not in moments of burnout, but daily with intention. You must prioritize your healing, your clarity, your vision, because no one else can do that for you. That is your responsibility and yours alone. And if people call it selfish, let them. If people call you distant, cold, or too focused, let them. The opinions of others are not your compass. Your peace is, your growth is, your purpose is. A woman who focuses on herself becomes dangerous, not because she is harming anyone, but because she is no longer easily controlled, no longer manipulated by guilt, no longer waiting for validation. She becomes steady, and from that steadiness, she can give, not out of exhaustion, but out of overflow. You cannot save others by drowning yourself. You cannot fix others by breaking yourself. That is not love. That is self-abandonment, and self-abandonment is not a noble act. It is a silent destruction. So come back to yourself. Look within. What part of you have you been ignoring? What dream have you delayed because someone else told you it was unrealistic? What boundary have you allowed others to cross because you were afraid to lose their approval? The time has come to choose yourself. Not out of pride, but out of wisdom. Not to reject others, but to rebuild yourself. Focus is freedom. It is clarity. It is the foundation of everything meaningful. Because once you are full, once you are aligned, once you are steady, you can walk your path with strength. You can love without losing yourself. You can help without harming yourself. But it begins with focus. And it begins with you. Turn your attention inward, and do not look away. There is too much noise in the world. Too many opinions, too many distractions, too many people trying to tell you who you should be, how you should live, what you should want. And if you're not careful, you begin to believe them. You begin to chase things that never belonged to you. You begin to walk a path that was never meant for you. All because you never stopped to ask one simple question, what is true for me? You cannot find that answer in the noise. You cannot find it in other people's voices. You find it in silence. You find it when you turn inward and begin to listen, not with your ears, but with your awareness. There is a voice inside of you that knows. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It whispers. And you will only hear it when the world becomes quiet. But this is where the challenge begins, because the world will always try to pull you out of yourself. Social media, constant notifications, gossip, comparison, all of it designed to keep you distracted, to keep you looking outward. And when you live like this for too long, you forget how to be alone with your own thoughts. You forget how to hear your own voice. That voice, your inner knowing, is not something you need to create. It is something you need to uncover. It's already there, but to access it, you need to remove the layers of noise, the expectations, the false identities, the opinions that were never yours to carry. If you're always reacting to everything outside of you, you're never truly in control. You're not creating your life, you're just responding to it. You become like a leaf in the wind, moving in whichever direction the world pushes you. But you were not meant to live like that. You were meant to be rooted, anchored, clear, and clarity only comes through silence. You need space away from the noise, to see yourself clearly, to feel your emotions without judgment, to ask deeper questions. What am I really feeling? What do I truly want? What is no longer serving me? These are questions that bring transformation, but they require your presence. They require stillness. Many people are afraid of silence because they are afraid of what they will hear. They are afraid to sit with their own truth, so they keep themselves busy. Busy with distractions, busy with pleasing others, busy with noise. But that truth, the one you've been avoiding, is not there to harm you. It's there to free you. When you finally give yourself permission to step back from the noise, something shifts. You begin to notice things you didn't before. The way certain people drain your energy. The way certain habits pull you away from your purpose. The way certain thoughts repeat like cycles, keeping you stuck in old patterns. And when you notice these things, you regain the power to change them. That is why silence is not just peaceful, it is powerful. It is a mirror. It shows you what is real and what is not. And from that awareness, you begin to move differently. You start making decisions that align with your values. You speak less, but when you do, your words carry weight. You stop performing for others and start living for yourself. This is how you build a life of authenticity, not by copying others, not by following trends, but by listening deeply to the guidance that already lives inside you. That voice may tell you things others don't understand. It may ask you to take steps that don't make sense to the world, but it will always lead you back to yourself. So protect your inner space, guard it as something sacred. Don't allow every opinion to enter. Don't allow every noise to distract you. You are not here to live someone else's version of life. You are here to live yours, fully, honestly, and clearly. Let others get lost in the chaos. Let others seek answers in noise. You stay close to yourself. Make space for silence. Make time to listen. Your truth does not shout. It waits in the quiet for you to return. There is a time to speak, and there is a time to stay silent. But there is also a time to act, not to explain, not to defend, just to act. In this world, people will always question you. They will doubt your choices, challenge your decisions, ask for reasons they have no right to demand. And you will feel the urge to explain, to justify yourself, to prove that you are doing the right thing. But you must understand this. Your energy is better spent walking forward than looking back. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to broadcast every goal, every dream, every intention. When your roots are deep, you do not fear the wind. You keep growing in silence and let your actions be your answer. Let your results do the speaking. Because words are easy, anyone can say they are focused. Anyone can say they are strong, disciplined, patient. But it's only in action that these qualities reveal themselves. It's only when you stop announcing and start doing that your presence begins to carry weight. In a world obsessed with visibility, be someone who builds quietly. While others are busy showing off what they haven't earned yet, you stay committed to what truly matters, the work. The repetition, the discipline, the process that no one claps for, but that changes everything. That's where the real transformation lies, in the silent, steady moments where you choose growth over comfort, focus over distraction, peace over noise. When you begin to live like this, people will notice, not because you told them, but because they feel it. They sense your calm. They respect your distance. They recognize that your silence is not absence, it's presence. It's focus, it's strength in its purest form. But to live this way, you must let go of the need for recognition. You must become deeply comfortable with being misunderstood, with being unseen, because the truth is, not everyone will understand your path, and they don't need to. Your journey is yours alone. Your vision is not up for negotiation, and you are not here to be understood. You are here to be fulfilled. So walk your path, build your life, practice in silence, improve in private. Let your peace be louder than your words. Let your growth be something they witness, not something you announce. When you speak less, your energy becomes rare. And what is rare is respected. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is say nothing. Just move. Just evolve, just rise. No warnings, no explanations. Let them wonder. Let them ask questions. Let them feel the distance. You owe no one a map of your healing, your journey, or your becoming. They were not with you in your struggle. They don't need to be included in your success. And when they see your progress, they will ask how you did it. They will want to know your secret, and all you'll need to do is smile. Because your life will speak for itself. Your actions will carry your story, not as a performance, but as a reflection of who you've become. This is why you must stay disciplined, not just in your habits, but in your focus. Don't waste energy reacting to criticism, defending your goals, or explaining your silence. That energy is sacred. Use it to build. Use it to evolve. Let your life become undeniable. It's not about proving people wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about becoming someone you're proud of, quietly, steadily, truly. And when you reach that point, you will understand that you never needed anyone's permission. You only needed your own commitment. So stop seeking applause. Stop explaining your journey. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Let your energy speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your transformation speak. And let your silence become the most powerful thing they can't ignore.